Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today is Vlogoween day 26, and we're going to be talking about bird eyes. I'm going to show you a couple pictures. I'm going to tell you some interesting facts that can help improve your illustrations, and then I'm going to draw some stuff and I want you to copy me. You heard that correctly. I want you to copy what I'm doing. I want you to draw eyes how I'm drawing them, and you can combine that with the knowledge you already have. A lot of artists don't encourage copying, but I'm giving you full reign and permission to do exactly what I'm doing, and it will teach you. You will learn from it, and you will be able to build on it and draw better eyes. So the things you need to keep in mind when drawing eyes, obviously, is the proportion, like the size of the eye in relation to the head of the bird, the shape of the eye, and then the color of the eye with shadow, highlight, and eye, like light shine. Now, some important things that you may want to note as an illustrator is that the color of bird eyes is pretty wild. So you have black and brown, red, orange, yellow, blue, green, and even white. I'll throw up a really cool photo of a parrot. They look really, really pale yellow, but that is considered a white eye. Now, something else you may want to be mindful of when you're drawing birds is that age and like hormones can affect the color of a bird's eye. So take, for example, like a young osprey, their orange eyes turn yellow when they mature. And brown pelicans, like their brown eyes light to blue during the breeding season. The same thing happens with like the flightless cormorant. I guess there's other cormorants too. But while they're breeding, their eyes turn this really bright blue that doesn't look real. Again, I will throw up pictures. So it's like a very teal blue during the breeding season. And that is something that if you're denoting that, like if you really like a cormorant with this color eye, then that's during, people can track what time period that is in the bird's life because of that eye color. So just be a little careful. Like if you're drawing a baby bird, you don't want to use a reference of an adult bird per se. You want to check to make sure that their eyes don't change color as they age or during different hormonal periods in the bird's lifespan, like breeding and stuff, okay? And then the same goes for like males. So like a female boat-tailed grackle and the brewer's blackbirds have black eyes, but the males have bright yellowish or green-white eyes. So the same goes for like gendered of birds. So you kind of want to keep track of a little bit of this information because again, all it does is heighten and improve your illustrations when you add levels of accuracy like this. I know it can sound like a lot. I absolutely get that. So, but think about all the birds who have eyes that change color as they mature. And it's a huge variety. So raptors, many raptors, woodpeckers, ducks, gulls, loons, pheasants, grebes, thrushes, blackbirds, vireos. Like, you need to understand that maturity changes all this. So, and I mean, we could talk a little bit about eyelashes if you'd like. Not all birds have eyelashes. A lot of the flightless, like the rhea, emu, ostrich, have really fantastic eyelashes. But like our eyelashes are modified hairs, and a bird's eyelashes are modified feathers. So that's something like to be mindful of as you're illustrating that. And if you absolutely, like I'll show you a picture of a great secretary bird with really fantastic lashes. When you go to draw and create and do some of this stuff, it can be a lot of fun adding fun little items like eyelashes to eyes, which is why I really enjoy flightless birds for drawing and illustration. And well, basically scientists think they serve the same purpose as ours, like just to protect the eyes and keep stuff from getting in them, which is very, very cool. So 28 species of the 205 bird families have eyelashes. Just a fun little FYI. So that's quite a few. So I'm going to do a bird eye. And I'm going to go with the standard shape. And sometimes it really, really helps when drawing a bird eye to do it monochromatically. And when you draw monochromatically, it becomes really easy to see all the different values within the illustration you are creating. And all that does is help and highlight what you're doing. So if this is the shape of the eye, we're gonna say this is the pupil, and I'm gonna press down as hard as I can. I want my black to be as black as possible, okay? That's my pupil. And again, this is a lesson on shading. This is a lesson on light and shadow. Like, we need to understand. I'm going to do 2 different light sources in this bird's eye. I want the bottom dark. I want the top a little darker. And I'm gonna bring it down on the left-hand side. We want it dark all the way over here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly blend this in so it's lighter towards the pupil. And what we're gonna have is we're gonna have a light shine here. Just checking on my time. And we're gonna have a little light shine here. We're gonna have 2 little light shines, 2 little circles. And I'm gonna color around those real quick so you can see those really easily right now. Do you see that there's 2 little circles? And I'm not gonna color those in. Those are gonna stay perfectly white. That is the shine of light that's hit the bird's eye in 2 different places. Don't need just one. And here I'm going to shade this, blend this in from dark to light at the pupil, and just keep working my colored pencils, working on blending. If you're working with really stiff, firm, I'm going to do that over here too, from dark to light at the pupil. If you're working with really stiff, hard to work with colored pencils, next time you're at an art supply store, pick up one Polychromos or pick up one Caran d'Ache Luminescence, pick up one and try it just for blending. This is an eye. So all it is you're working on blending. This could be even darker if you want it even darker. As dark as you want it. You're just going to keep blending softer to the pupil. Okay? The full value range from dark darks to light lights. Here's your bird eye with 2 eye shines. Okay? Now there may be something around this eye. If you just want to work on eyes today, this is a fun one. And then you figure out the skin, what that looks like around. This is just blending. There's going to be textures, there's going to be all kinds of things. I don't have time to do the area around every single eye that we go to draw, but here's an eye. Let's do one in color. Let me find one that I think is worth talking about. Let's do this one. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, all right, I'm gonna make this up as I go along. I'm taking you with me. Here's an eye, okay? Here's my circle. We're gonna have a pupil in the middle. I want you to see how I do this pupil, okay? I'm not filling it in. It looks like it is from Pac-Man or a wheel of cheese with or a piece of cake. Like it's a whole cake with a slice taken out of it. Okay? We want that. That is going to be part of the eye shine. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a color. And I'm just taking basic orange. You can take orange, you can take pink, you can take blue. And I'm going to press as hard as I can on these 2 sides. And then I'm going to come in softly to the center. Softly to the center. And then I'm just going to fill the rest. We want to make sure we have a little tiny bubble here that's going to stay uncolored. That's with the pupil. Okay, here is an orange eye. We are not done. I'm just doing a basic orange. You can do any orange, ochre, light brown you want. But for those who have smaller sets, I'm doing a basic orange. Okay? What you're going to do now is you're going to grab a red. I really like red as a shadow for orange. I like red as a shadow for pink. If you've drawn this eye in blue, do a darker blue for the shadow. Or you can do a dark purple. If you did like a pale yellow, you can do an orange for the shadow. If you've done green, you could either do a really dark green or you can do almost a teal, and you're gonna wanna add some red, really pale. You can always add more if it's not enough. I'm gonna add red on the top, just real lightly, and it's gonna come down. Here's one eye. There are so many ways you can do eyes. Let me get another reference. All right, let's draw more eyes. Another way to do this, I'm going to draw a circle. This is more like a cassowary eye. And again, you want that black pupil. This is from the side view, the side portrait of a bird eye. This is not front-facing view. This is a side view. And it's important to denote that when you go to do eyes. Like some birds have a little bit of extra area here on the sides. It will be dark. On a lot of them it's black, on some of them it's pale gray, depending on what the bird is. There's gonna be extra like skin and like eye lens material. Now we're gonna put the eye shine at the top. We're going to color this orange all around. Middle weight pressure. Now I just have this circle drawn in black so you can see it. It should not be that dark black. And as we go, we're going to lighten as we get to the middle. We're going to grab our red, and the red's going to come out from the middle really hard, like as hard as you can for that color. Then as it comes out, it's going to get lighter. It's going to fade into the orange. Now this could be a brown in the center and an ochre along the sides, and that's a really, really nice balanced eye. Again, this shouldn't be drawn in black. I've only done that so you can see it. Here, let me erase so you can get a better visual here. I want you to see the eye shine. The eye shine is at the very top. The eye shine can be anywhere. It's like from a flash from the camera, it's from the sun, it's from, like there's so many ways birds get little bits of eye shine. But this is a great way to learn to blend two colors together. Now there can be top, there can be highlight. Let's see. Here's a great way to do this. I want to show you that eye shine doesn't have to be a little bubble. So here's my bird's eye, okay? I am going to do like a half moon, a half circle, a half oval. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade a shape that looks like a bent sort of egg. And again, this is going to be dark. And it's going to softly come up to the pupil. Very, very light. The top part's going to be dark and it's going to fade as it comes to the pupil. Now you can also do, let's see, let's make sure there is a huge dark ring in here. Like it's very thick, it's very black. We want the full value range in this eye. We do not own horses. That is our cat Magpie. Okay. And she says hi by running around like a crazy. Now another thing you can do within the eye shine, I wanted to show you this in one color so you can see, is you can also lightly shade your eye shine. Just a little tiny bit. Real pale in one corner. This is also a bird's eye. It is a unique, it's a unique eye shine, but you can shade within your eye shine as well. I know, it's a lot. It's a lot, but we're gonna do it together. We're gonna get through this. Another fun one. Now I am going to grab, let's see. Let me grab, I want to grab like an ochre. I want it to look more realistic, so you get a real sense of the bird eye, not just like how it looks with basic colors. So I have like an ochre. Oh gosh, what is this? Let me check. Here I have a raw umber and a Van Dyke brown. I have drawn a black circle. What we're going to do, we're going to do a different type of eye shine. Now we're going to draw the pupil in the middle. And what we're going to do is we're going to have like two different rectangles within the eye shine. One's going to look like a rectangle and one's going to look like a square, but the other rectangle is going to cut into the color. So think of one rectangle with a line and then another one sort of loosely continuing out. And we are going to draw the pupil. It's going to have a little tiny like half circle and the bottom's a little tiny half circle. And it should look like this, a little tiny rectangle with another little tiny rectangle. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to take the ochre or the umber or whatever you have, and we're going to draw around that second rectangle in color. Okay, and we're going to push real hard on the side, get lighter towards the middle, and we're going to cover this whole thing with the umber. Now we're doing the umber light all the way around so we can layer on top of it another color easier. Here we want it real dark along the top right hand side. Now grab your brown. This is Van Dyke brown. You can use walnut brown. You can use whatever brown you have. And we're going to come in from this angle. Press real hard. Start to come in. And then we're gently going to get lighter and lighter and lighter as we get to the halfway point of the eye. And there's another eye with a very unique sort of eye shine with a highlight, with a shadow. It's two colors. They look fantastic together. This is definitely a bird's eye color. And then the eye shine is very unique because it's a couple dashes. Now you can always do the eye shine right in the center of the pupil. Let's draw this again. So I'm going to draw a circle. I just want to make sure I'm on camera here. Let's draw a bigger circle so we can see here. I like to draw my circles in black depending on... Okay, so it looks like I messed up. There are no messes up in art, okay? We're going to add a little bit extra on the side. We're going to do a flightless bird here. We're going to give it a little bit of a softened triangle on the side, and it's going to come to a little tiny point on the left, and we're good. This is it. This is like a flightless bird. We're going to add a little bit more black on top now. When we go to do the pupil, keep in mind this is a flightless bird. They have big pupils. You're drawing the circle in as you come into the center, and then you just leave a portion blank. Okay? That is going to be your eye shine. It's going to be directly in the center of the pupil. Now, we can start this whole thing again with the burnt umber. Cover the whole thing. Don't worry about my line in there. It's okay to be slapdash in your art, okay? You can press down a little harder at the bottom. Now the top, we're going to do the brown. So this is very much a standard sort of shadowed eye where the top is super dark. And as it comes down, the brown gets lighter. We want to keep that umber in there. We want to have that color at the bottom. So it's nice and light and bright, but we want to denote the shadow of the eye. All eyes have a little bit of shadow depending on how the reference photo of them was taken. Now you can also draw little tiny lines going around in a circle. That also adds to the eye. If this is too dark, if you want your lights lighter, you can erase. You can lighten through eraser. and your lights become lighter. I don't know if that's noticeable enough. There. Bird eye. The color I would put in here could be a very pale black. And then from there I would build out the eye depending on what's going on around this bird. So, and again, most eyes are super tiny, so you're going to have the eye shine in it and around the pupil somewhere, either in the center of the pupil or near the eye, or sort of fading out. Like again, if you just want to do and practice, you could put the eye shine right in the center, and you could literally draw a line in half and have this be just completely pitch black. A lot of birds have black eyes, especially if your reference photo isn't good or the bird's super far away. And then the top has a clear dark boundary line, and then you just fade. You fade in for the top half. You fade into the light shine. All these are valid bird eyes. Okay? All these are valid. That is also a bird eye. Again, the eye is just one portion of the bird. We can draw an eye that has a square. So what we're going to do, again, is we're going to do that sort of cake with a slice taken out of it, like just a Pac-Man in the middle. And you decide how big you want your Pac-Man to be. You decide how big you need your eye to be. Remember, this is all going to be proportionate to the bird you are illustrating. And if the black is here, what you do is you can take this and build up a little higher and draw a square that's connected to your Pac-Man in the color the eye is going to be. So if your eye is going to be dark red, you probably want to draw this little square in red. And again, I'm just going around the eye, practicing, pushing down as hard as I can with this one color. Again, it helps to know the full color range of all your products. So if you're pressing and you start lightening up, how dark does a product get? How pale can you get with that product? Those are two completely looking colors. When you lay them down like this looks like a very dark pink, and this looks very deep red. So understand how hard you're pressing, and then as you get towards the center, there are birds with red eyes. You get lighter towards the pupil. Now, I happen to think eyes look better with at least a couple colors, so I would take a little orange in the center and do a ring around the pupil and just sort of lighten that out and put that into and blend that into the red and orange. I think it looks like a richer eye here. And again, if your lines are too harsh, keep blending. Keep blending. Red is one of the colors that's very, very staining. So be sure you don't apply too much too fast, because it becomes harder to lift, like say for this eye right here. So I hope this gave you some ideas for drawing and blending. Again, if you want a third color, you can come in and decide your orange and your red are too orange and red, and you can do a layer of brown on top to make it a little bit more earthy, a little less bright. There's no reason you can't overlay a bunch of colors to get the shades, the tints, and the hues that you need. Again, if you just want to do like a basic eye, like if this is just not for you, again, I'm just going to do a little bump out here. Okay, you see that shape? The top half is going to be red. Just solid as hard as I can red. And the bottom half is going to be orange. This is a stylistic choice. This is not wrong. This is not wrong. It's whichever you prefer when you're first learning. Sometimes it helps just to go monochromatic so you understand your blending and what looks more natural and what looks bright. The contrast. What we're working here is with different contrasts and different colors, is the outline with the colors, with the pupil, with the sort of light shine you have going for it. All of that makes an eye. All of it together makes an eye. It's all the pieces parts. So if you really, really like eyes and this is a ton of fun for you, I would highly recommend checking out eyes of other animals. Again, goats have a really unique eye. I'll throw up a picture. Chameleons are a lot of fun. And then the cuttlefish. Yeah, really unique eye pupil there. So practice moving the eye shine around in different shapes. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It doesn't have to be a square. It doesn't have to be two tiny rectangles. Like, it doesn't have to be an actual shape. It can be sort of like blob-ish. And then figure out where the shadow is to where the light part is. You need a shadow, you need a light, you need an eye shine, you need a pupil. And then figure out color combinations that really like speak to you and come across as a ton of fun. Because, I mean, there's nothing wrong with, like, boy, I don't even know if I can find a color that let's do pink. Let's do a pink real quick. Let's do a pink and a red. You do colors that are analogous on the color wheel that are right next to each other. That's what analogous means. Like blues next to green, pinks next to red, yellows next to orange. They really look good sitting on top of each other. So if we're going to do another, again, I'm doing, hi baby, doing a Pac-Man, Pac-Woman, Miss Pac-Man. Hi baby, come on. We're talking about birds and that's you. Figure out what shape. Maybe you want it to be rectangular and come out. Again, I am doing this in solid red. Oh, and I just colored in it, didn't I? I know, babe. She's really upset that my husband's home and he's not petting her, but like work, jobs, that's a thing. So, sorry, baby. And then the bottom half can be pink. As hard as you can. Can you see that? Can you see the red into the pink? With a little tiny eye shine? Colors that are next to each other on the color wheel work. And you can just do that. You can just cut the eye in half. You can do orange on the bottom, yellow on top, or reverse that, orange on top, yellow on bottom. However you want to denote the shadow. So obviously the shadow's on top here, the shadow's on top here, it's on top here. And some of these are just straight on side view. I hope this video helps. I really encourage you to figure out how your colors look with the amount of pressure you apply and how your colors look when you overlap them and what colors those make. What new hue did you make and how that can be used and utilized. And then when you go to make swatches that are overlapping, make sure you label, make tons of notes. Things like this are great. If you later decide that you've moved way past this and this practice page is 800 years old, you could then cut this out and turn it into, I don't know, a Halloween gift tag or a bookmark or whatever you want to do with it. But the more notes you make, the better all this becomes, the better resources becomes. If you have a sketchbook that's nothing but sort of tutorials and practice pages and swatches, that is your resource book. And it really, really helps elevate your art. And take a look as you go through looking up bird pictures. You can go on any search engine. You can go on Pinterest. It's absolutely lovely. And just type in bird, bird picture, bird profile, bird, and see what they look like. And start paying attention to like the differentiating colors of the highlight and the shade, the pupil, and the shape of the eye shine, like the eye highlight. All right, I hope this helps. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.